Have you ever felt a calling so strong it blurs the line between devotion and delusion? What if saving someone else's soul was the only way to save your own? Today, we're diving deep into the chilling psychological world of Rose Glass's 2020 masterpiece, Saint Maud. Get ready, because this one will stay with you long after the credits roll. Our story begins with Maud, a young, intensely devout palliative care nurse. We first see her in a flashback, struggling to perform CPR, her face splattered with blood. It's a haunting image that hints at a traumatic past event we don't yet understand. Now, having recently converted to Roman Catholicism, she's taken a new name, Maud, and found a new purpose. She believes God has a special plan for her. Maud is hired by a private agency to care for Amanda Cole, a celebrated dancer and choreographer now living out her final days with stage 4 lymphoma in a grand, gloomy house overlooking a bleak English seaside town. Amanda is everything Maud is not: worldly, cynical, and openly queer. She chain smokes, drinks heavily, and finds amusement in Maud's fervent piety. From their very first meeting, a strange, intense dynamic begins to form. Maud sees Amanda not just as a patient, but as a mission. She becomes convinced that God has sent her to save Amanda's soul before she dies. She tells Amanda, "Never waste your pain," believing that suffering can bring one closer to God. Amanda, perhaps out of boredom or a flicker of genuine curiosity, plays along. She listens to Maud's talk of divine purpose and even calls her "my little savior." During one of their early conversations, Maud describes her religious experiences. She talks about feeling God physically, a warm, powerful sensation that courses through her body, sometimes causing ecstatic spasms. These are moments of pure, unadulterated connection for her. For us, the audience, they are unsettling, blurring the line between spiritual ecstasy and psychological breakdown. The film masterfully keeps us guessing. Is this a divine presence, or is Maud's mind fracturing? The relationship deepens. Amanda, weakened by her illness, starts to rely on Maud. They share intimate moments, and Amanda seems to find a strange comfort in Maud's unwavering faith. One night, Amanda gives Maud a book of William Blake's art full of visionary religious imagery. For Maud, this feels like a sign, a confirmation that Amanda's soul is receptive. She redoubles her efforts praying over Amanda, her devotion bordering on obsession. The turning point comes on Amanda's birthday. Amanda hosts a party, and her sophisticated, cynical friends are all there. Maud feels like an outsider, a simple, awkward figure among the worldly crowd. The real blow comes from Carol, Amanda's lover. Amanda, in front of everyone, cruelly mocks Maud's faith, calling her devotion just a little crush. She dismisses Maud's efforts to save her as a pathetic joke. Humiliated and heartbroken, Maud physically attacks Amanda in a fit of rage and is promptly fired. Cast out and utterly alone, Maud's world collapses. Her direct line to God seems to have gone silent. She wanders the desolate town, her faith shattered. In a desperate attempt to feel something, anything, she seeks out the kind of secular physical experiences she had renounced. She goes to a pub, reconnects with a former colleague who barely remembers her, and ends up in a disturbing, loveless encounter with a stranger. The experience is hollow and degrading, leaving her feeling more empty than ever. It's a painful reminder of her past life as Katie, the name she used before her conversion, the nurse from the film's opening scene. This rock-bottom moment leads to a terrifying revelation. Lying on her bed in her grim little apartment, Maud feels a presence, but it's not the warm, loving God she knew. A dark, terrifying force pins her down, a voice speaking in a distorted masculine tone, claiming to be God. This new God gives her a new horrifying purpose. It commands her to prove her unwavering faith through extreme penance. The path to salvation, it seems, is through self-destruction. Maud's transformation is complete. She is no longer a gentle caregiver. She is a holy warrior, an avenging angel on a divine mission. In a truly wince-inducing scene, she puts nails inside her shoes, turning every step into an act of excruciating penance. This is her atonement. With her bloody, nail-pierced feet, she walks with a newfound, terrifying conviction. She has a final task to complete. She returns to Amanda's house. The confrontation we've been dreading is here. Maud finds Amanda weak and alone. What happens next is a vortex of psychological horror and religious delusion. From Maud's perspective, she is met by a demonic version of Amanda, with glowing red eyes and a monstrous voice. In this vision, she is a righteous saint battling a demon. She picks up a heavy pair of scissors and with holy fury ends Amanda's life. But the camera then pulls back to reality. There was no demon. There was only the frail, terrified Amanda, brutally murdered by her former nurse. Maud looks down at what she's done, not with horror, but with a serene sense of accomplishment. Her mission is complete. She has saved Amanda's soul by sending her to God, and in doing so, she has proven herself worthy. The final scene is one of the most shocking and unforgettable in modern horror. Maud walks down to the beach, douses herself in acetone, and prepares for her final glorious act. She sees a crowd of onlookers on the boardwalk. In her mind, they are not strangers. They are her congregation, witnesses to her ascension. As she strikes a match, she looks up at the sky. For a fleeting, beautiful moment, we see what she sees. She is bathed in a golden, divine light, wings of fire sprouting from her back. She is a true saint, beautiful and transcendent, finally united with her God. And then, in a brutal final cut, we see the horrific reality. Just for a split second, the film shows us what the beachgoers actually see. A young woman screaming in agony as she is consumed by flames. The illusion is shattered, leaving us with the cold, hard, and devastating truth. Saint Maud is a tragedy about loneliness, trauma, and the desperate human need for purpose. It masterfully explores how faith, when twisted by a broken mind, can become a terrifying and destructive force. Was Maud touched by God, or was she suffering a complete psychotic break triggered by past trauma? The film brilliantly refuses to give a simple answer, leaving us to grapple with the ambiguity. It's a haunting, powerful, and deeply unsettling film that questions the very nature of belief and salvation. What did you think of that ending? Was it divine intervention or pure delusion? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching.